Hi guys. So I'm going to read about revenge in the language of letting go. Seems appropriate. There's so much going on, whether the news or relationships. There's sirens going off behind me right now. In the background, there's just a lot of tension, a lot of uproar and fear and shock and awe, which is, definitely in agreement with the planets and what have you, right? A lot of Uranus energy, a lot of shock, a lot of Saturn energy, lots of boundaries or things being ended, and Pluto, right? Transformation, right? Kind of death and rebirth processes, or in the midst of, said chaos. On many levels, right? So that can definitely bring up feelings of said, right? Revenge, which is conveniently today's date in the book. So that's why I'm reading about it. Well, not the only reason, but so yeah, here we go. Hopefully these sirens aren't going to be louder than me. I guess it's appropriate with the topic, yeah? All right. No matter how long we've been recovering, no matter how solid our spiritual ground, we may still feel an overwhelming desire at times to punish or get even with another person. We want revenge. We want to see the other person hurt the way he or she has hurt us. We want to see life deal that person just rewards. In fact, we would like to help life out. And that could be like, right, Libra in its right deficit, or we mix it with some Gemini and okay, hold on. Let me not get sidetracked here. All right. Those are normal feelings, but we do not have to act on them. These feelings are part of our anger, but it's not our job to deal justice. We can allow ourselves to feel the anger. Confirmation. Hear that? Beep, beep, beep. It is helpful to go one step deeper and let ourselves feel the other feelings. The hurt, the pain, the anguish, right? Dealing with our shadow side. This is why a lot of the time I'm going to say, right, we live in a codependent alcoholic, said, just messy, extra messy, unnecessarily messy, emotionally immature, so to speak, right? Unprocessed emotions and thoughts, right, end up being really chaotic enough. So just by using a little of these tools and spending a little bit of time and space, right? Keywords. Time and space for processing, right? We can have a little bit more, if we're coming from a more balanced, harmonic place because that's what we did, then, right, that would make such a huge difference. But anyway, okay, finishing with the reading. Sorry, sidetracked. Squirrel. Okay. We can allow ourselves to feel the anger. It is helpful I'm going to read it one more time because it's important. It's helpful to go one step deeper and let ourselves feel the other feelings, the hurt, the pain, the anguish. But our goal is to release the feelings and be finished with them, which I'm going to just kind of cancel out the word release because, Metaphysical Mamma, etymology-wise, and say let go. Because if you release, right, it's like a boomerang. It's like I'm letting something go, but then, right, if I re-sign a lease, release, right? So if we really want to let it go, just let it go, right? And then that's all. I don't got to use, right? Just being a little more consciously aware. None of them perfect. I still use those same words sometimes too. All right, we can hold the other person accountable. We can hold the other person responsible. But it is not our responsibility to be judge and jury. Actively seeking revenge will not help us. It will block us and hold us back. Walk away, stop playing the game. Unhook, right? Disengage, don't engage. Learn your lesson. Thank the other person for having taught you something valuable, and be finished with it. Put it behind with the lesson intact. But don't be a better bitch, because some people are like, oh yeah, I did that, and then like, right, I'm just leaving. It's like, wait. That means not having any, right, bitter bitch feelings attached to our emotional body that we're still walking around, right, harboring and what have you. So, and sometimes it come and go, right? Sometimes we're a little bit better than others, right? It doesn't bother us quite as much. And sometimes it can be really overwhelming and, right, fucking just... Okay, I have really good company, so I'm going to make this more quick than I was even planning. Okay. Put it behind with lesson intact. Acceptance helps. So does forgiveness. Not the kind that invites that person to use us again, but a forgiveness that releases the other person and lets him or her free to walk a separate path, while releasing our anger and resentments. That sets us free to walk our own path. And a lot of times we got to put that forgiveness right on ourselves too, because especially if we were like angry or if somebody, right, and if you're feeling that kind of way, some kind of, right, and that's right, that could bring a lot of guilt, shame, 333, etc. Into that, right, into that soul's field and body. Today, I will be as angry as I need to be, with a goal of finishing my business with others. Once I have released my hurt and anger, I will strive for healthy forgiveness. Forgiveness with boundaries. I understand that boundaries coupled with forgiveness and compassion will move me forward. And also, because that's also part of that is like just adding to, right, feeling what it's like to put yourself in the shoes of another's foot, so to speak, putting ourselves in the shoes of one another's feet. All right, on that note, thank you so much for coming to watch, and I will see you next time.